You keep telling me to make it, yeah, to the spot where we would stay lit, and finish bottles never wasted, yeah, cause that's where I'm from.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of On Campus. I'm your host, Majanique Anderson, and today I'm joined with fellow sports broadcasters, Balazi and Myckena Guerrero.
Hey everybody.
So guys, what brought you originally to the sports broadcasting program?
Well, for me, it was completely by accident. I was a journalist major, and my journalism class was canceled, like no one registered, I guess. And I went to the counselor's office because I was determined to take another journalism communications class because I was a freshman, and I was like, I'm motivated to do it. And then my counselor told me about this sports broadcasting class. I was like, you know, I love sports. I never even thought of doing sports broadcasting. I emailed Pop the next day I came in, and ever since then, it's been a wrap.
So I found out by a little mutual family friend, and she heard that I really wanted to do sports broadcasting, so she told me about the class. And I remember the first day I got lost, of course, because nobody knows where room 21 is, but luckily I eventually found it. But I remember that day, and I've always wanted to do sports broadcasting, like I said, and I've never had a plan B. So I remember before I walked in the door, I took a deep breath, and I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't like it, because I don't know what else I want to do. But as soon as I walked in the door, and then a couple days later did my first interview, and it was with Harry Singh, I fell in love with it even more. So I'm really glad to be here today.
And I'm so glad that you guys are my fellow broadcasters. You guys are amazing. So what is one thing that you have to remember about this program?
Well, in terms of what I got from the class, I would say just my confidence. And Pop always yelled at me about elongating my words. When I talk, I make my words longer than they need to be, and he'd always tell me stop doing that. And ever since I'm you know what, I do that a lot. I can hear myself talking to other people and sounding like I'm from the valley. It was really annoying. I didn't like it because I'm not from the valley. And so it just helped me with my confidence and how to speak and speak properly, and just being more open with other people and being the first person to talk instead of relying on other people to come to me.
When I got out of this program, was definitely like a family. It's one thing about this whole program is that walking into it, you don't know anyone, and then 2 weeks later, we all were hanging out, calling each other, and now we're up each other's butt all the time, obviously. But no, the thing that I got out of it the most was definitely my confidence and just being able to talk to people more, and just, I don't know, I think it brought myself out.
Because you have to talk in this class.
Yeah.
If you're quiet, you're not really going to make it in this class because you have to talk.
Yeah. About something.
So do you guys have a favorite memory of your interview, and if so, which one was it?
I interviewed Jack Pridey. He was one of my first interviews, but it was actually a second interview. It was last summer. I interviewed him and another baseball player, but he definitely is one of my favorite interviews because he gives the best answers. He's just a really nice guy. He's a great baseball player, and I just loved how comfortable it was. I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking to a friend. And then I recently, this past media day, I want to say in December or early January, we interviewed Tyron Salampa, and he again was just a great interview, great answers, made me feel like I was talking to just another baseball fan, and I just love those kind of connections.
I have to say my favorite interview that I did, well, Melanie and I, when we first started, we used to have our Mick and Mel show, and we would interview people together. And then we branched out and then started doing it ourselves. And I remember the first interview that I felt super confident, and I really felt like I got my flow, was when I interviewed Evan Facenda. And I thought it was super cool because we were talking about his home run, and then Pop put in a clip of his home run. So I was like, oh my God, this looks like Sports Center. I feel legit. But another one of my favorite interviews was 2 semesters ago with Dean Neil Giles, and I really liked how he was able to open up, and we got to learn a lot about him. So,
what would you say to a young girl looking up to all of us in the sports broadcasting program, and what advice would you give her?
Well, I feel like being a woman in anywhere, it's going to be hard because we don't really get the respect we deserve when it comes to sports. Like, for example, the whole Cam Newton question where the reporter asked him about a play and he said, what do you know about that play? Obviously, she knows something because she's asking you a question. So no matter where we go, we're always going to get hate. We're always going to get comments about, she's just a girl. She only likes the players. We don't really know much. But at the end of the day, we just have to believe in ourselves. And if we like it, just do it, because I'm trying to make myself a better person and go to my future career, which is sports broadcasting. I'm not going to let anybody stop me, regardless of if you think that I'm good or not.
Man, I think that you're going to have tough skin. Definitely tough skin, because I remember being at the state game this past fall, and I covered the team was Mater Dei. They're the #1 team in the nation for high school sports. And I remember this media guy came up to me and he was like, hey, what number is the quarterback? And I was like, 18. And he was like, oh, so you actually know who it is? And I'm like, yeah, why else would I be here, dude? Like, I don't know, just people don't understand that, I guess.
We have interest in sports besides, like, oh, they're cute. We actually like the sport.
Yeah, but you definitely have to be able to take criticism, too. Because not everyone's going to like you, and you're just going to have to get over that, too. You're going to have to get over yourself.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think that a lot of people need to realize is that if you want to be in sports or you want to be in the media in general, you got to have self-respect for yourself. And that starts with your own social media, too.
That's a big thing, social media. Everyone has Twitter. I have Twitter, too. But back in the day, like in middle school and high school, I used to say, like, low-key out-of-pocket things about celebrities, thinking that, oh, I was cute because they don't know me and I can say whatever I want. And then growing up, I'm like, no, that's not good, because any employee can see that, whether it's for McDonald's or for CBS or for anything, they're gonna find it, and it just doesn't make you look good. And so, like Myckena said, take that seriously. And also, like, to emphasize, just have thick skin, because no matter what, if you're good at what you do and you're passionate, you're gonna make it. And if someone's in your ear saying, no, you're not, you just gotta brush it off.
Or just prove everyone wrong.
That too.
That's amazing advice. Honestly, I have a baby sister. I would tell her the same thing that you guys just said, so that's great. So, Myckena, I know that you're not here at Solano with us anymore.
Yeah.
So what has your journey been like since you left the sports broadcasting?
So, I started in fall 2015, and then I started working at Max Preps in September 2016. And so I've been doing that, got to do a lot of different things, went to a lot of different events, and that's been really cool. It's been a great ride, and I just got a job at CBS 13. So I'll be starting that in a couple weeks, and I'm really excited just to see my next chapter.
And Soad, what do you hope for the future of your sports broadcasting career?
Well, my #1 goal for a while has been to work for MLB Network. I tell people I'm into sports, but I'm really just baseball biased. I don't know anything about football or basketball, but I'm trying to change that, because at the end of the day, if ESPN or CBS or KCR3 offers me a job for like a sports person, I want to know hockey, basketball, football, so I have to learn that. But for sure, it's MLB Network, and to have my own baseball show. Not just the pretty face ask the question. I want people to ask me the question, and I want to answer it, you know? But I am willing to take the first step, which is being like an internship, even if it's just getting coffee, because that means my foot's in the door and I'm one step closer to my dream.
So what is you guys' biggest takeaway from this program?
I would say, like Myckena said earlier, about family, because honestly, I've known Myckena since I was here freshman year, 16. Anthony Williams, Dylan Collins, like, I still talk to them daily. I still see them around. We still hang out. My broadcast partner for the baseball season, Chris Vaglia, I see him all the time too. I still talk to him about how the Yankees suck, which, you know, is true. And I just love how this class kind of forces you, even if you don't like each other at first, you're gonna end up liking each other, because we're together so often. We do so many things that you're just gonna have to like each other, and I just like that part.
I definitely think that. I mean, yeah, definitely the whole family aspect, because, I mean, I finished the program, but, I mean, this is always going to be my home no matter where I go. If I'm on the East Coast or here, like, this is always going to be somewhere I want to come back to.
Yeah, and I definitely want to like still help out POF. Like you said, I graduated from the program too, but I'm still going to try to come every spring to do baseball. Summer, if we're doing baseball, help out camera, which I actually love doing for the basketball season. And this class actually helped me a lot with my passion for film. Like, I've always loved movies, but now that I've been in this class and I see how they work it, and like TV, the TriCaster and how they change the screens, like I've just been more into that, and I kind of want to pursue a possible film career down the road.
And one more thing, whatever POF tells you, like, definitely listen to him. I know that, like, sometimes, like, he might get on you, but it's because he actually cares about you. Because if he didn't care about you, he wouldn't give you advice.
Yeah,
so.
And don't take everything too hard. If he's yelling at you, he's mad at the time, so don't cry.
Exactly. Well, I am so glad to have been on this road with you guys. It's been a true blessing. And I wish you all the best in your future endeavors with sports broadcasting. I hope that we all end up in the same place one day, broadcasting together. And I'm your host, Majanique Anderson. Those were my fellow broadcast mates, Balazi and Myckena Guerrero. And this was On Campus. We'll see you next time.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
it's more than just sports, it's an education.